What's up YouTube, it's Go Explicit, the best source for GTA 5 knowledge, and these are all 100 locations of LD Organics from Lamar in GTA 5 Online. Before I show you all of them, I would recommend, number one, get a helicopter or anything that can fly really. I believe I used a rocket bike most of the time. There's a few roofs that you have to get to, and although you can climb ladders, it makes it so much easier if you have something that can fly up there real quick. Also, you will probably see that I didn't collect everything in order that you're going to see in the video, whereas like number 33 may not be my number 33. I rearranged them so that it would be a little bit easier for y'all to move about the map, so sorry if that throws you off, but I tried to put the clips in order that would be a lot easier on y'all to just move throughout the map in one fell swoop. And if you did not know, you can check your inventory and your progress to as far as how many bags you've gotten. If you just go down to your inventory and then collectibles, it'll show you everything that you have, all 100, and as well as action figures, movie props, and things like that. So the first bag is on the right side of the map. It's right in between a tire and the top of a trailer. It's pretty well hidden, but if you run back here and you'll see the white bag, all you do is hit right on the D-pad and it picks it up for all 100 bags, and then it'll tell you. Number 2 is in El Burro Heights. It's laying right next to a huge pile of pipes, right on a little concrete slab, so you should see it pretty easily right here. Number 3 is a little bit south of that. It's right behind a little building, so you'll see that actually laying in a stack of pipes. You just pick it up right here. Number 4 is actually underneath a bridge, so like I said, if you have something that can fly, you just go under the bridge. You'll see all the graffiti, and it's actually inside this little barrel right here, but pretty easy to spot once you get up to it. Number 5 is actually on a boat. So if you go right here and then you jump on the boat itself, you'll be able to see it laying on a little toolbox back here, and you can just pick it up. Alright, number 6 is in a security box. So if you run over here, there's 2 of them. Make sure to choose the one on the left, and it's just sitting right inside, so it's pretty easy to grab. Number 7 is over by the airport, and it's actually on top of a hangar. So like I said, if you have something that can fly, it's going to be a lot easier, but you can climb up there. But what you do is get on top of that hangar, and then there's an AC vent. You climb the ladder in the AC vent, and then you should see it right in front of your face laying on top of the fan. Number 8 is also close to that. It's actually in between 2 buildings over by the airfield. So if you just run over, you should see it sitting on top of this little counter, and then you just pick it up. Number 9 is also on a boat, but not too far from the airfield. So if you just fly over, there's some stairs right there to get you up on top of the boat. But if you run in this direction on top of a little fire hose, you just pick up the bag. Number 10 is actually north of that. It's in a security booth as well, but there's nobody in there. It's just sitting on top of the security cameras, so it's pretty easy to just walk in and grab it. And then number 11 is north of that, well, technically northeast, but it's going to be like right in the corner of this building. Number 12 is also close to that, so if you run over, you should see it sitting on top of this abandoned little forklift. The next one is going to be right on top of a building as well, but there is a ladder for easy access up there. But once you do get up, it's right on top of an AC vent right at the corner, so you can just grab the gas right there. Number 14 is actually near the strip club, so it's on top of a roof as well. You can use that ladder to get up right across from the hospital, and then it is on an AC vent that's hidden right in the little corner. Number 15, right around the block, it is inside of this little scrap junkyard, but if you take a left once you walk in, it's right in this bus sitting on a little abandoned bench. Number 16 is west of that. This one is actually sitting underneath a bridge where you'll have to kind of see like a little hideout for homeless people. So you go underneath the bridge and you'll see the entrance right here, and then you run right to the left and it's sitting on a little electric box. So don't go above, you got to fly down. Number 17 is right in the construction yard, right in these little pipes. Number 18 is sitting on top of a roof as well, but there is a long ladder that you can climb to get up there. So if you just use this ladder and then you take a left as soon as you get on top, it's just sitting on the ledge, and you can fall all the way down back to the ground, or you can climb down the ladder. It's totally up to you. Number 19 is actually sitting on a baseball field. So if you go to this baseball field over by third base, on the bench, it's kind of camouflaged in, but at the very back you'll see it. You can pick up the organics back there. Number 20 is actually over by the marina. It is in a little dock, so you kind of have to jump down near the water, but it's hidden right below it. You can grab it right there. 21 is actually on Vespucci Beach, right where this graffitied, I guess, piece of artwork is. So you can just grab it right here. It's pretty noticeable once you get over there. '22 is right next to the dock of all the roller coasters and everything. So if you go up, there's a bathroom right in between these two buildings, and on the left side on the sink, the bag is just sitting there, as you can see. Alright, so the next one is over by the office that you can purchase that I actually own, but it's in a little barrel sitting by the stair. Next up is on the other side of that building, so if you just walk around, there's a basketball court. There's actually two of them, but there's on the bench right next to this palm tree is another bag. 25 is sitting right underneath the Lucky Plucker that's about to open. If you just run underneath, you'll see it laying on this ledge right here by this shrub. 26 is also not too far. If you just run down these stairs, there's a little cafe. If you take a left right by this plant, it's laying on the ledge. You should see it. This next one is slightly tricky. It's actually underneath a bridge as well, but you have to drive through a few tunnels and a sewer system to get down there in order to grab this bag. So if you go right here to this location is where the tunnel starts. So you go underneath the bridge and then you should see it. You also used it in a few heists and whatnot if you remember. So if you just follow my pathway down to the tunnels, you should see the bag pretty easily and you'll be able to grab it. Literally just reverse and go the exact same way to get right back out. Next up, this one is actually sitting in an old abandoned bus as well. Right when you walk inside, you just go to the left and it's sitting on the bench. Alright, this one's actually on top of a roof as well. There is a billboard ladder that you can use right here to climb and get up, but once you get up there, it's just sitting on top of an AC vent and you should be able to easily grab it. Okay, 30th one was kind of near the marina as well. This one is actually in between two like apartment buildings, so you have to run down these little steps, but it's right next to the door to your left. Kind of blends in. 31, right across the river. So this one is actually sitting in an old abandoned like scrapyard, but if you run past over here, you'll have to get past those freaky lights, and then inside of this little belt, it's actually hiding. Alright, 32 is in between two buildings. You just run through this little archway, and then there's a pool back here that's really nice. To your right, right where some plants should be, the bag's just sitting. 33 is actually underneath the city and the subway, so if you take this pathway just like you did the tunnel, you'll see it, and then you use this exact same way to get back out. You pretty much just stick left the whole entire time you're running down, But like I said, if you just use my pathway, you'll see exactly where the bag is.
Your safety is important to us.
I am totally organic, but it's hard for me to not smoke once in a while. I love a redwood after a long day, you know? You're dreaming.
Babe, call my assistant. We'll set something up.
34, aka Shaquille O'Neal. It's actually sitting right in between Bean Machine and I believe a bank, but it's hiding in some plants, but you should see it right here. 35 is actually sitting on top of a roof, but you can use the parking garage right next to it to just jump down. It is sitting on a ledge of this plant, but again, you can use that parking garage. 36 is pretty close to that as well. It's in a house, or not in a house, but it's right outside of a house. So you just run underneath, and then it's sitting on an electric box that's right by this door. Shouldn't give you any trouble. 37 is north of that just a little bit, and it's actually in this really nice backyard. It's a mansion. I believe there's a mission that involves this backyard. But if you run over here in this little separate building, it's sitting to the right of the fireplace. It's kind of like a dream backyard of mine. Okay, 38, you actually have to just run through this gate, this specific gate right here, and it's pretty unique to the others. And then if you run left into the backyard, you'll see a little party going on maybe with some ladies and music and whatnot. But right underneath the umbrella, and then to the right by the shrubs is the bag right there. 39 is also on top of a building. There's a few different ladders that you can use to get up. So there's one right there, and then there's also one over here. So you just use the ladders to get up on top of this building, and then you can actually fall without dying right here. And then to the left of the dish, you'll see it just laying on the ledge. You do have to get down from the top. There isn't a ladder that gets up right there, I don't believe. Next up, in Vinewood Hills, you actually can see the bag pretty easily if you just break through the gate like I did there. That was actually unintended, but to the right, right on the window seal of this building, you'll see it hiding behind the vine. 41, shout out my boy Dirk. So that one's going to be also Vinewood Hills. It's actually where a construction building is. If you have an up and atomizer or maybe even some explosives, you may have to break this gate like I did right here, but it's pretty easy. Once it falls, you just run underneath the construction, and then on the large stack of plywood to the left, you'll see it just laying there, and then you can walk right back out. 42, Jackie Robinson, best to ever do it. It is actually sitting in a backyard with a really nice pool. Could use a diving board in my opinion, but over by the cacti, the bag is just laying there. 43 is over by the lake where there's a little dock. So if you just run down on that dock, there's only like one little piece of like I don't know, like a shelter or something. But it's just sitting on top of that. 44 is also up there. It's in the observatory, so if you just fly on top of the observatory, you can also drive and walk around, but it's just sitting right here. It's actually inside of a little trash bag that's on the wall, so it's hiding from you, but you can see that right here. Next up is over where the concerts happen, and this one is actually in the very back right, so it's just laying on a ledge. It had to be like a Snoop Dogg concert or something if they just left this bag chilling over there. Number 46 is right near that as well. There's a little campsite, and then on the rock wall that's right here next to these picnic tables. 47 is west of that. So if you go to this really nice backyard, there's a tennis court, and then there's a tree right at the corner, and then on the corner of that tree is the bag of organic. 48 is another construction site. So if you just climb over the fence, run past the house that's being built right here, and there's a log that's laying down in the very backyard next to the fence. On the log, the bag of organics is just chilling. Next up, this is actually in a little business parking lot. You can tell by the unique wording on that roof, but there's some stairs back here, and then you just run up the stairs, and then the bag's just laying right there on the ledge. Number 50. So number 50 is actually over where Michael gets his garage in story mode. So if you just run back here, try not to get hit by a car like I did, but if you just jump down on the electric box, you'll see the bag of organic. 51 is near that street as well, just right over here. So it's actually, if you just go this alleyway and then you can see the RV sitting right there and then the graffiti, there's pallets and boxes on top of them, and then it's just sitting right there. 52 is actually on the sign, the big yellow sign right here, C and T. So right on the C, if you just jump up here, you should be able to see it pretty easily. 53 is where the casino is. So if you go to the top of the casino, right where the hot tubs and the parties are and everything, you just jump over this, and then the kitchen's right there. You should be able to get up there with or without a pan. Also by the casino, there's one where the bikers hang out down here, which you've probably done the mission before, but if you run right by this couch on the little green cabinet, there's another bag of organic. 55 is a little bit north of that, so again, if you have something that can fly you up here, it'd be a lot easier, but at the very edge, and the stack of wood that's right here, it's hidden in between, so a lot easier to fly up there. 56 is actually over in the little compound. There's two little fields with benches, so make sure to use this one that's in the middle right here. But if you run to the end of the bench, the organics are just laying right there. So this next one is over by the dam. So if you go where the bridge is, and you can see that beautiful scenery, there's another ladder. So you can use this ladder right here to climb up. And then right on top of this little green cabinet up here is another bag of organics, and it shouldn't be too hard to get. North of that is actually right where the spillway is. There's some parking spots. Just jump over that wall. You'll see the organics just sitting right here. Okay. A little bit further up, if you go to this security box, there is a guy literally just staring at a black screen. He may have already gotten into that bag, if you know what I'm saying, but there's one just sitting left to him you can grab pretty. 60 is going to be where that purple T-Rex is that looks like Barney. So he's right there. If you go back here to this building, right at the edge by the fence on that green cabinet, there's another bag. 61, so this one's actually just sitting out like right in between these two green pipes, so you just walk right here and it's kind of hidden pretty well, but if you just follow that on the map you'll find it. 62 is inside the penitentiary. I'd recommend calling Lester and buying cops turn a blind eye, so that's a lot easier, but it's on top of this building and you just grab it off the air vent. 63 is actually right in this little abandoned shed on the back of this red claw. So if you just grab it right. Next up, this one's actually sitting right in some pipes as well. So you have to run back here and then you'll see it just laying at the edge of the pipe. 65 was actually sitting inside like a little red brick smoker. So if you run to the back of this house, you'll see it just sitting on top of the little grate right there. Next up, this one's actually where a biker can be headquartered, a biker business, but right on this little ledge by the gas station, you can just grab it right there. 67 was actually where some oil rigs are, and there's 4 or 5, so make sure you have the right one, which I picked right here. But if you run over to the ledge of the oil rig, it's just sitting right here. 68 was by the airfield and BFE, so there's a bunch of rocks down here. So if you run in between the two larger ones, you'll see it sitting right underneath the tree in the little smaller medium-sized rock. 69, obviously near and dear to my heart, is sitting at the hangar at the end of the airfield. So if you run in the hangar in the back right corner on a shelf, it's just chilling right there. 70 is north of that towards Trevor's house. So if you run to the back right here and jump over this fence, it's just sitting on a little old washer or dryer, whatever that is. Okay, next up, this one's actually right by the little biker community next to the road. So if you just go right here, there's a red generator and there's a bag just sitting there. And then don't leave that site, because right north of that, one of the homes actually has a little awning, and you could run underneath that awning, and there's a bookshelf. The bookshelf has another bag of organics sitting on it. 73, right down the road. So if you go over to where the railroad is, and right at the edge of the bridge right here, you'll see it just chilling right here at the corner. 74 is on top of a roof as well, so if you just fly up here is going to be the easiest way. There's a ladder too, but I just flew up there, and then right on this AC vent in the corner, one's just chilling. 75 is actually sitting in between two pipes, so it's kind of hard to spot, but if you fly back here, you can actually see it once you run up to it, and you can grab it standing right here. 76 is just by Grapeseed. It's inside the hangar that you can see with the airplane. If you run right to the left, you'll see it on a shelf. Next up, be wary about gang attacks. I don't know why I kept getting hit by them, but right by the water on this little generator, there's one just sitting literally right on top of it. You can grab it and get out of there quickly. Alright, after that, there's one right by the dock over here, so if you run down, you can actually see the stairs. All you do is grab it, and it's sitting right underneath a little ledge. You can see it like right above the water. This next one's out in kind of the middle of nowhere, but if you run in between the wood and the concrete slab right here, you should see it sitting on a rock right behind that. You can grab it. Number 80, sitting on top of Mount Chiliad. So you do get to see some nice scenery, but once you get up there, there's a little concrete ledge right here holding that up, and it's sitting right underneath it. 81 is sitting over at the sawmill, so if you go to the shed right at the right corner, you should see it sitting back here hidden behind everything. 82 is actually in Paleto Bay, so you'll see a little house that's being fixed up or reconstructed. If you climb on top of the second story part, it's just sitting on top of this little piece of wood. 83 is also over towards Chiliad. You may have to kill everybody that's in this camp, or you can just fly past it and come back, but be sure to be careful on this ledge right here, because it's pretty easy to fall off and you'll probably die. But right on the edge of the house, the bag's just chilling right here. 84 is Paleto Cove, so it's also on a dock. It has that really nice boat that spawns out there. So if you just run to the edge, right on the white ledge before you go down the stairs, it's just sitting right there. 85 is actually Chumash, so there's a like for sale garage and stuff that you can see, but if you run behind that, one bag is actually just sitting like right on a little piece of pipe. 86 is over by the military base, so there's a little fruit stand, and if you walk over there, you'll see it sitting on a table, and for some reason I had this weird banana and orange combo right here. It kind of made me laugh a lot. 87 is in Fort Zancudo, so if you run over, you'll see like a little training area, and then inside of it right here is a bag just sitting. 88, be wary that there is a gang attack, so what I did was I ran in there super quick and then ran back out to where the motorcycle was. I didn't just park in there because it will start, but there's a piece of pipe that's cut off right here, and it's just sitting right on the inside of that. 89 is actually where you deliver cars that you sell. If you've sold a bunch of import-export cars, but inside of this sign is just sitting right in the corner. 90, so not too far from there at Devin Weston's house, near his pool, he has a tree, and right on the corner of that tree is a bag. Next up, right on the beach, if you look, there's a little concrete slab that are holding up the stills of this house, so you just grab it right here. Also on the beach, a little bit south of that, if you run over, there's another house, but this one is actually sitting on the left side, not the right. '93 is actually inside of a food truck that's on the beach where everybody else is. So once you grab that, it's pretty easy to. Another is over in Paleto Bay. So if you jump on top of this awning right here, it's on top of the roof. So you could fly up there, but I saw this awning was pretty easy to grab, or not for me. But if you go up here to this AC vent, right on the vent, right behind it is one sitting right there. And then there's another one that's up here. It's actually in an old barn, and it's a 2-story barn. So if you just climb the ladder that's in there, and the back on some hay bales in the corner, a bag of organics is just sitting up there. On this next one, for some reason I got another gang attack, but inside the little justice tent, right on the little ledge of this table, you'll see another bag sitting. And then on the other side of Mount Chiliad, there's another old barn, but it's only a 1-story. It's right at the very, very back. Should be pretty easy to see. Next one's actually right by the Pacific Ocean, kind of hidden pretty well, but I thought this wave was going to come in and hit me. I don't know why. But there's a little campfire and some umbrellas, and then right on the edge of a rock is a bag. All right, so number 99, also over by the water. If you run over here, there's a huge boat and then a little bitty boat, and then right to the left of that boat, like in between the little crevice of this house patio, there's a bag. And number 100, it is right near there as well. There's a huge bunker that's right next to this tree, and the tree was split in two, so there's 2 big trunks. Right in between those trunks, you can grab that last bag of gas. So once you've accomplished that, you've gotten all 100, it'll tell you to take it to Lamar over here. And then once you go to Lamar, he gives you $50,000 in cash, a cool little outfit, and then you also get $1,000 for each bag you grab. So you get 100K just for grabbing all of them, and then you also get 1,000 RP. So you level up quite a bit, get an extra 50,000. So good amount of cash, good amount of RP in here, a lot of fun. Another cool thing that obviously Rockstar added. So and then it also makes you high. So the outfit was pretty cool, and then once you do that, you've completed it, you've grabbed all 100, and that's pretty much all that it gives you. So thought it was really fun. Let me know what you guys think. If y'all have any questions or comments, please just let me know down in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.